It's no secret that modern day employers are a bunch of unethical, worthless scumbags, paying dogshit wages, verbally abusing their young employees, even firing people for having cancer. There's absolutely no limit to how awful they can be. Unfortunately for them, Gen Z has now entered the workforce, and they're the first generation with the courage to stand up to this crap. Welcome to the 3 inspiring ways Gen Z is getting revenge on employers. Number 1, loud quitting. We've all heard of quiet quitting by now, where you do the bare minimum just to get by and collect your paycheck. As they say, minimum wage deserves minimum effort. Loud quitting, however, is the next step in evolution. Why go quietly into the night with a whimper when you can go out with an absolute bang? Loud quitting involves openly and publicly quitting your job in the most vengeful, vindictive way imaginable. Not only do you give your boss a giant middle finger, you hop on social media and loudly vent all your frustrations so that the whole world sees just how horrible employers are. Loud quitting has absolutely exploded on social media, with the hashtag #QuitTalk amassing millions of views and supportive comments. And of course, Gen Z, being the most social media savvy generation, has definitely contributed to its success. About a year ago, a young Gen Z woman by the name of Brittany Peach recorded the moment she was fired on TikTok. She had only received positive feedback from her managers up to that point, and it was clear she was only being fired as an excuse so that her scumbag employer Cloudflare would not have to pay a severance package. The moment went viral on TikTok, amassing nearly 3 million views and thousands of people supporting her and calling out the toxic CEO. He was then forced to make a pathetic, PR-generated attempt of an apology on Twitter, where he got roasted even further by thousands of people in the comments. As a millennial, I gotta say, companies have been engaging in this scumbag behavior since forever, and it's so satisfying to see Gen Z use their authenticity and their social media savviness to expose these toxic employers and put them on display for millions of people to see. Number 2, fake AI resumes. You've all seen the headlines by now about how companies are looking to use AI to replace workers. Not only that, but AI is already making it harder to find a job, as they're using AI algorithms to filter out resumes. With that all being said, Gen Z has found a way to give them a taste of their own medicine. Gen Z is starting to use AI to craft their own resumes. Since employers aren't putting in the effort to actually read and review resumes, why the hell should you put in all the time and effort it takes to write a resume? Now, some Gen Zers have taken this to the absolute next level by using AI to craft dozens of spam AI-generated resumes en masse and just hardcore spamming employers with them. This can be used simply for the purposes of getting revenge, but it can also be used to help you get a job. Since employers are using AI to filter out resumes, the only way to figure out their AI filters is by creating massive amounts of AI resumes yourself and seeing which ones go through. On a quick side note, this is completely safe from a legal standpoint, as you're making fictional resumes of fictional people and not impersonating a real person. Another way Gen Z is using AI to give employers a taste of their own medicine is by creating AI CEOs. In their never-ending quest to replace workers with AI, CEOs have ironically forgotten that their own jobs are in fact the easiest jobs to replace with AI. In fact, there is already a Polish rum company employing an AI CEO named Mika. This could open up a very, very interesting future where all the massive amounts of wealth being hoarded and wasted by human CEOs get distributed to the workers who are doing the actual work. Make no mistake about it, the future power struggle between AI, employers, and Gen Z, it's going to be an AI arms race. Gen Z just woke up and decided to fight fire with fire. Number 3, neatbuxing. So, this is perhaps my very favorite. The third, and perhaps the easiest and most convenient way Gen Z is getting revenge on employers is simply by refusing to work for these modern day dogshit wages and working conditions, and just staying home collecting welfare or NEET boxing, as they like to call it. Society really likes to look down on NEETs, but this is just hypocritical on so many levels. The government pays billions of dollars in taxpayer-funded government subsidies to rich CEOs all the time, and no one bats an eye about it. This just exposes how these corporate chills don't have a problem with people collecting welfare. They only have a problem with poor people collecting welfare. NEET boxing is a totally rational and logical decision, and if you're in a position where you can collect NEET bucks, there really isn't any good logical reason not to. You'll save far more money NEET boxing than you will by wage slaving. That's just a fact. Jobs now pay such dogshit wages that NEET boxing is just way more profitable, especially when you consider that you don't have to pay money to get a car or to drive to work, or to buy some bullshit work uniform when you NEET bucks. The only arguments against NEET boxing are purely emotional arguments. Oh, you should work hard and you shouldn't be lazy. Okay, can you provide me with any actual numbers or statistics to prove why working hard for a soulless employer will pay off? Well, you can't. All the actual numbers and logic will only prove that wage slaving away will only set you back further in debt. Society and employers are not entitled to your labor or to your contributions. If they want you to stop NEET boxing, let them compete in a free market capitalist way to offer you a good enough paying job where you actually have free market incentive to stop NEET boxing. But of course, these so-called free market capitalists are really just a bunch of anti-competitive cowards hiding behind a mask. Rather than actually competing and trying to offer better wages and working conditions, they hardcore shame and persecute you for refusing to work for their dogshit wages, which, by the way, was a tactic done in actual communist countries. Gen Z has had enough. They're taking the gloves off, and they're getting revenge on these scumbag employers in the most satisfying manner imaginable. These employers are the true sensitive, entitled snowflakes of the world, and we further expose them in this video right here. Check it out. I'll see you there.